Welcome back to Blaster Master Zero. It is time to go into the ocean. I did it already. The man-made sea. It is not an ocean. But we're gonna drive our tank in there anyways. And before I jump in, Eve, do you have anything important to tell me before I drown us all? I guess Fred's not in this area. Let's go have a look in another area. Well, I'm glad to know we're just wasting our time here. The man-made ocean. I did it again. The man-made sea. Oh, it didn't even dawn on me that I'd said it. The man-made sea is somewhat annoying at first anyway, since, you know, the tank doesn't really control that well underwater. And there's no real way to get back up, and there's a lot of currents in this one. In the original game, there were no currents at all to deal with, but they shove Sophia around a lot. It honestly is a bit jarring to get used to at first. They're not gonna be too bad in the grand scheme of things. The real issue is how slow we're moving, and the fact that we just can't jump or use hover. You can, to speed yourself up a little bit, turn on the tackle move, because you'll at least get a little bit of sideways momentum with that. The downside to it, though, is that you can only use it numerous times on the ground. You only use it once in midair, so you're just kind of stuck waiting to land. Hey, future John here. Past John makes a big mistake in this episode, so I'm just gonna save him the grief and do this now. Use Thunderbreaker. Thunderbreaker attacks all enemies on screen underwater. It does damage to everyone and actually gets a small upgrade and splits its attack. I never use this in any of the water areas outside of Area 1. Didn't notice it in the episode for Area 1, and didn't realize that that was happening until I was recording the bonus episode for this. So, use Thunderbreaker underwater. This stage is gonna require Jason actually doing a lot outside of Sophia. So we're actually gonna be doing a lot of swimming and exploring. And the sad thing is, but at least I guess the most sensible thing is, Jason moves a lot faster underwater than Sophia does. At least currently. Downside is he can't get through any currents, so you're gonna do a lot of crawling too. A lot of crawling. Let's see what we can get in here. Oh, we'll get the map. Okay, that's good. Let's clean this up quickly. Almost. Unfortunately, you might have noticed that crack is only on one side of the wall. Can't break it on this side with our current gear. So unfortunately, we had to go take the long way around. We get to see some fish. A nice, lovely, overlaid effect. That is a little jarring to get used to, but looks kind of neat. Bitrate probably would be dying, though, if this was being streamed. Some lovely empty rooms, including more funneling. Whoa, no, none of that. More fish! So much fish. Hope you like fish tornadoes. I'm aiming the wrong way. Damn fish tornado made me aim the wrong way. All right, all that walking around just to get the map. A map of the man-made sea area. Boom. Now we can take the shortcut. Just make sure we didn't miss anything. Nope, there's a nice little donut. Give Eve a quick call. Nope, I'm good. I don't need to learn my wave, thanks. All right, let's see how bad the actual map is. It's gonna take a little bit, especially considering how slow we're moving. Before I actually go back, I want to point out this here. This door, you can't break it on this side normally, but later on in the game, you actually do get a sub-weapon that will actually let you break that. You can actually get through that and skip going around the entire way, but at that point, you've probably already cleared the zone, or at the very least, needed the map, assuming it's your first time through. That's definitely a you've played through the game multiple times kind of situation. All right. The message we got last time at the end of the episode was that somewhere down here is an upgrade for Sophia so we can deal with water. But I am sure just seeing a lot of water instead. I'm really not digging this idea that Jason seems to have had. Okay, we can't get up there. There's a path to keep in mind though. Let's see what's over here. Nothing we can reach. Oh no, we can reach that. Okay, what's over here? Something I can't take advantage of. Neat, bye. That is actually, I think, a return path. Or yeah, that's a faster return area for us if we want. Let's move as quickly as we can. Notice how the lights on the tank actually turn on, which is kind of a neat touch. The farther down you go, the darker the background gets, so the idea is that, you know, we can't see, so Sophia's got the lights on. It's actually a really neat graphical touch. Something you wouldn't really expect it, because I don't even think they do anything close to that in the NES one. I guess why would they? That's probably just some unnecessary memory being used at that point. All right, how big is this room? Do we actually have a boss in this one? Yes, we do. Let's see where we're gonna have the fight. Oh, more turrets that are screaming at us. And moving platforms. All right, well, this is extremely different from what's actually in the original game. In the original game, it's mainly more mazes with some more water traps to fall into. That's pretty much what you'd expect. Nothing too big to worry about, but we're gonna require a little bit more coordination this time around. Thankfully, again, if you fall in the water, you don't die, so it's just waiting. It's actually like a lot of waiting. Because the speed isn't too bad to keep up with, which is great for your first time playing through, or in general, but it just can take a little bit. As most moving platforms tend to be the case. All right, at least if they're in sync when we get to them, though, they're not that bad. And I will give them this, like, we're not being attacked here. If you were shooting ahead of this wall, you would be getting attacked by this laser, but it can't see us because of the breakable wall, so I can just sneak in and do a little cleanup, which is perfect because now we're ready for our fight against giant jellyfish. I'm kidding, they wouldn't do that. Our fight instead, warning, the layer of ambush room. Oh no, not the ambush room. Yep, that's right, it's just the robots you've already been seeing in the past stage or two, but now there's a lot of them because they were lying in wait for some reason. I guess they just knew you were coming. And decided this one room would be where they would stop you. As you've probably already guessed, just shoot them dead. Striker will do it. Wave will do it. Really, anything will do it. You can use whatever weapon you want. Whatever your playstyle is preferred, go for it. All that for a new item for Sophia. The Shield Mine. A sub-weapon that emits a shield that prevents enemies and projectiles from passing through. So finally, a defensive item. And it's also our last sub-item we're getting for Sophia. Eve, lay it on me. Shield Mine. With a sub-weapon, you can plant a shield that protects you from incoming enemy attacks. It'll even protect you from physical attacks, but if the mutant is too big, well, it's not gonna do you much good. Fair enough. Let's give it a shot. Let's go down here where we're actually gonna wanna use it. Turn on the lights. It's dark in the ocean. Here's a perfect chance to use it. Shoots out in front of you, gives you a nice little shield. Blocks projectiles like a champ, but it is on a timer. We'll stay there for, I think that's about 10 seconds by the looks of it. Honestly, I barely used it in my playthrough. I do remember one time where it's pretty helpful, but that's about it. You won't find yourself using it that much, especially considering the dash move gives you invincibility. So that side room was a shortcut to get down here. We'll use that to escape later. But now it's time for the actual main gimmick of Area 5, which is completely ignoring Sophia and doing all the work ourselves. In the original game, you had to do so much swimming through a gigantic maze to find the dive module for your tank. In this version, it's not as bad. They shrunk down the size of the maze, but the trade-off is that you have to deal with the currents now instead. And well, the enemies are a little tougher. 5 shots from the blaster rifle actually take down any of these giant fish. Pretty much on the map, all of this area here that we currently have in gray, the caves and the bosses, this will all be where we're covering just as Jason. So it is gonna be a little slow going. Might as well fill in the squares while I'm here. There's some more health over here at least, but I don't think we've taken any damage yet. Or at least if we have, we've healed it back up. So let's just keep going ahead. Jason, as we saw earlier, cannot outswim any currents. However, the game expects you to get a little creative with them. You gotta deal with them at least a little bit. Whoop, whoop, not too much though. You gotta try to get that there by pushing through the other side. You do have a little leeway. If you press up against the current, you will go slower, and obviously down, you go faster. So be very careful you don't accidentally trap yourself, which I was kind of tempting fate a little bit there. We're good. We are good. Oh. Nope. None of you, none of you. Fight some more jellyfish. Get hit by the jellyfish. That was 2 damage. Wow, okay. Can't get in. Oh, we can from here. Whoop, 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 whoop. Okay, fine. I think we've got, yeah, we have a cave directly below us. And then we've got a bunch of caves above us. So let's go to the bottom one first. No fancy light for Jason's suit, unfortunately. It is just straight swimming, go with the current. And now if you carefully go up to the top here, you can see a middle pipe in between 2 sets of currents. Which leads us right over here above where we were earlier and leads us to that cave. You have to do some more underwater crawling. Thankfully we don't need to fight that thing. I don't even know if we can with a blaster rifle. You don't even need to use the ladder, you can just swim up there. It's actually very convenient. So let's go in here and use a flashlight. Although, I think with the, oops. Never mind. I was about to say, I think with the water effect, you can actually see where you can walk anyways. He says as he walks into a wall. But then I also walked out the door anyway, so, you know, kind of screwed myself over on that one. Oh, we went this way, might as well see what's over here. More fish cyclones. Wow, this is really just gonna lead me right where I need to go, huh? No, it's not. It's leading me right to this pile of items, which I do not need. Well, I guess I need a flash grenade back. Oops. All right, long way. Just checking the map again. Okay, oh, it's this boss. All right, cool. All right, I'm excited for this one. This boss is interesting, to say the least. But we gotta get there first, and what else is gonna get in the way other than more platform avoiding and walking? More walking. We do not need health. Really nothing's that big of a threat here. And I like how the Cyclone's actually just highlighting that there. Manta ray effect, nice touch there. Even smaller manta. Map's good. Let's go fight a boss. We don't even need to pick up any of those collectibles. Anything there? Cool. All right, time for a really interesting boss fight. Notice how gigantic this room is. Well, that's because our boss is gigantic. Say hello to Guren Hyde. Actually cool boss with a very interesting attack pattern. Unfortunately, the boss is weak to wave. So you don't see any of that. You literally skip the fight completely. I was reading up about this boss. It actually has a bunch of cool extra forms, extra modes, a second attack pattern, etc., etc. You don't see any of that in the main playthrough if you have Wave. It just dies instantly. In other difficulties in the game, you'll actually see it attack, but man, just that whole build-up for that, the gigantic room, just to see a boss die instantaneously is such a big fucking letdown. It's just so comical. Anyways, I kind of skipped over what we actually unlocked. We just got the turret. Fires a scattering stream of bullets for a fixed amount of time. Useful as a decoy. Eve, lay it on me, what do we got? Jason, I checked the signal. You should find the chip inside there. Got it. Send me the signal when you get a second. Yep, roger that. Oh, I skipped this cutscene before. I didn't see this one. Shit, I'm actually glad I picked this one. Oh, crap. Yeah, I'm actually glad I clicked this one because I think this is actually very plot important. Oh, okay, time to sort through this intel and give Sophia a tune-up. I keep working like this, but my memory hasn't come back. I'm starting to get impatient with it all. I know Jason said that I shouldn't try to force it, but maybe I should try to force my memory. Where's a wrench? Let's check out Sophia's database. There might be a clue somewhere. Or something a lot less violent. I've watched enough sitcoms. The wrench would work. I can operate Sophia's despite having lost my memory. There's gotta be something here. I know it. When I checked the database, I found a single piece of information that was locked behind some high-grade security. Is this information all confidential? Looks like I need some sort of authentication, but I touched the monitor and Sophia's speech interface began to run. Confirming release of confidential information. Now beginning the authentication process. Now authenticating biometrics. Scanning target. Target identified as Android Nora 2057, Eve. Ooh. Authentication complete. Now beginning Android key code authentication. Verifying key code. Key code authentication complete. Permission granted to access confidential information. Here is the rest of the game. Spoilers. Now disclosing information. Now spoiling all weaknesses of bosses from the rest of the game. What's going on here? Why does it know my name? And what's this about an android? Okay, she has amnesia. I'm not gonna slam her too much about that, but like, come on. With that voice, a massive amount of information was displayed before my eyes. As I was reading it, I constantly felt these sharp pains in my head. I didn't want to know what was happening, but I knew what this was. I really should have stopped reading. I know this, and yet I could not allow myself to look away. I knew that I needed to see this so that I could return to my real self. Okay, she wouldn't yell like that. But I also would like, that'd be funny if she just suddenly would like, nah! I'm sorry, I've got two yells. I've got my own and I've got Arnold. Bad Arnold. It was at that moment that I remembered everything. So Eve, I really wanted to hear about this turret I just found. What the, I can't connect. Is the receiver messed up? I think this is the only time in the game they show the full body scan, or the full body like rendering of them. It might also be in Endgame too, but it's interesting seeing how over the top the suit is that Jason's wearing, but it also kind of looks neat in a way. It's this weird over the top that works better in a fully like pixel arted style picture than it does in the actual sprite. Yeah, we're not about to learn about the turret anytime soon. If we keep trying to contact Eve, we just keep getting that cutscene. So, I guess we'll have to learn about the turret later. For now, let's hop back in here. I am actually extremely glad I thought to do that, because I definitely forgot where that cutscene came into play. I am very glad I checked that. Because I did a practice run of the stage just to make sure I remembered everything. Like, I've been playing through the game to make sure I'm warmed up. But, I thought there was some scene like that somewhere before the actual, like, point where, well, Jason finds out. And for some reason, it didn't come up when I was practicing the games. I'm like, where's this scene supposed to happen? I'm actually really glad I just thought to check on the turret of all things. If I hadn't done that, I would have missed that. That's a really bad cutscene to miss, too. I mean, I guess that's what happens when you put your lore building and your world building inside of a mechanic that people don't even have to use. But again, that's a really bad cutscene to miss. Okay, I guess I probably should have shown you this before I just swim ahead. There is a door up here. However, we cannot make it up there. We have no speed for it, so we do have to go the long way. And now I have to do it again because I forgot to show you that. But we've more or less covered most of the map. The 2 squares down there, don't worry, we will get that on the way out. So we need to go and check out this other cave instead, since it's the only one we seem to be able to reach. And thus began this annoying section. There's 2 ways of doing this. 1, test your swimming prowess and going through the middle here. You won't lose too much ground if you hit one of the 2 currents, so you'll just get slowed down. You could just also crawl on the bottom the entire time. It's a lot slower, but you have to do that anyways at the end, so just get as close as you can so you're not stuck crawling the entire time. Let's go in here. More moving platforms. And something interesting on the map, too. Multiple exits. I think this is probably not the only time in the game they do this, but it's the first time they've done it so far, where leaving a room through a different exit will just lead you to another part of the overworld map. I don't even think the original Blaster Master did that. No, there's no way. Some of the rooms share the same sprite screen, or the sprite sheet rather. So you can actually, like, if you can clip through walls and stuff, you can actually warp to other parts of the stage. But otherwise, nothing to that level that I can remember. What was that? That was ominous and it made a sound. I feel like I should be worried. Let's go check out down here. Nice, relaxing waterfall, and oh. 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 This may look slightly familiar to you. It looks very familiar to the boss we fought in the end, at the end of stage 2, Crabularvus. Or sorry, Crabulus, because I think Crabularva was the first form. I think we're gonna have to fight another form. Just gonna go out on a limb here. That's definitely what it looked like it swam by earlier. Is that actually gonna be the case though? I'm not telling, because I actually kind of forgot. No, I remember what the boss is, and it's actually not even named that. The name of the boss is almost silly in comparison. But considering in the original game, you actually did have to fight the stage 2 boss again, it makes sense to kind of have a like a little nod to that near somewhere. But you didn't normally fight at the end of stage 5. Shoot, what do we do here? Okay, stock up room. Which I don't think we need to worry about because we're actually good for everything. Yeah, I think we're good for everything. Let's see if we can get somewhere where I can actually show you the turret. Because there hasn't really been a good room to use it in yet. And that trend continues. Oh boy. This one's gonna take a bit. But at least we get to see some cool manta rays. Yeah, this one actually takes a stunningly long time. This is what we call padding. Thankfully, it is worth doing this. It just takes a while. As you can see, the actual elevator we need is that one down there. We've got to loop around first. No really risky jumps, just a lot of waiting. This is probably the riskiest move we have to do for a platform. That's just time your walking cycle right. Oops. Well, there's the turret. Definitely thought I was using grenades. Okay, bye turret, I'll miss you. And it just leads back to the restock room anyways, so. I'm actually surprised it moved with the platform. For some reason I thought it was gonna fall off. Glad it doesn't. Well, let's keep going. At least that's a shortcut for the way out. Nope, still not there yet. We're just back to where we started, more or less. There we go, last one we need. All that work and all that waiting to go all the way back to the top right of the map. Conveniently, to the health pickup. Another life up. That's our 5th one. 3 left to get. That's the only way to get that pickup. You cannot get there with Sophia. However, in earlier versions of the game, there was actually a glitch where you could go out of bounds and get up there. I believe it's since been patched out, but it's an early speedrunning glitch. Definitely a lot faster than taking these very tedious platforms. All right, I'm just gonna skip the other half. Let's just take the shortcut, then we have to re-explode. Nope, not interested, bye. Don't care, lasers. Bye, fuck you, I'm out. Whoop, oh. Thought I had the timing on that. Not that it matters, that's the one I need. We've only got 1 door left to do, and we've already looked on the map. So we've got a long hallway to go to another exit. Where could that lead? Meanwhile, we've got a nice silhouette of a whale chilling out. And it's dead. That's a pool of blood. The controller even vibrates to kind of warn you that's gonna happen too. So, whatever the fuck that is, that upgraded Krabby Larva is going to town. Very foreboding for what we're gonna be dealing with here. Dodge another laser, dodge another laser. Where's our elevator we need? There it is. All right. Another exit. This one puts us above the door we actually couldn't reach earlier. So this is how you get to this door. And as you can see on the map, last boss on the screen, which means there's gotta be the dive module in here. Let's go find out. Okay, here we go. No messing around this time. It's just straight into the boss room. Let's see what was running around there. It's a big boy. Is that the shadow I saw earlier? The chip signal is coming straight from it. No way, that thing is using the chip? This is bad news. Eve, I gotta take this thing down. Eve, are you all right? Eve is definitely inside Sophia, but it seems like the transmission's bad. Hope nothing happened to her. Damn, of all the times, please be safe, Eve. Warning, the lair of the abyssal predator. Hard shell. Hard shell is again a joke with Wave. Oh, hang on, we gotta position my shots right. That's it. That's all I gotta do. The front blocks all bullets, but Wave doesn't give a fuck. As far as I'm aware, the boss does not have a weakness. It's just shoot. If you don't have Wave, or if you're in one of the difficulties where Wave doesn't work, it's actually a bit more challenging because he'll chase you around. You have to position yourself correctly. The remote mines are a godsend in that fight, along with actually stunning to pause them in place. Even the turret's great. And honestly, I think this is the last chance we're gonna get to show the turret. So here, it just shoots in all directions. It's a turret. Enemies will attack it too, lock onto it. This is very helpful for later bosses. But we didn't need it because we have Wave Beam again. All that work to get the dive gear. Move freely underwater by using the jump button. Eve, can you hear me? Jason? Eve, you're safe, thank goodness. Hey, what's the matter? I could be asking you the same question. The transmission to you was really unstable. I kept calling out to you. Did you not notice? The transmission? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't notice. Hey, I'm just glad that everything's all right. By the way, I got the chip, heading your way now. Right. Please be careful getting back, okay? Yeah, I will. So, without seeing that cutscene of Eve getting her memory back and actually figuring out everything that's going on, that cutscene makes a lot less sense. The static is just Sophia is transmitting all that data to her, that to the point that Eve is not just paying attention and also interfering with the signal a bit, I guess because lockout, because it's classified information. So that's entirely why Eve has no reaction to you actually doing anything there, and why you can't contact her. Now you can just fine, though. Seems like Fred's in the glacier area. First, let's look for a way to get to the next area. That's it. She doesn't care. Doesn't care at all. All that work you did for nothing. At least tell me about the turret. It wouldn't help if I pressed the right button. Tell me about the turret, please. That's not the turret. Eve, please. Eve, please! You just got your memory back, Eve, come on! Don't act dumb! Don't act dumb! Oh, fine. I'll go learn it later. Eve is not that good of an actress, let's be real. Okay. We have a couple squares we can fill in, and we might as well since we're here. But otherwise, we're pretty much done here. All we need to go do is hop back in the tank. And now we have the dive ability. Once we've jumped, we can move around freely by using the D-pad. Also, you can hold down the B button, the jump button, to get a little turbo boost. Well, turbo, but it really just lets you fight current. So if you wanted to go back now in Sophia to mess everything up, now you're free to do it. So this is a great way to fill in anything you missed, or just kind of cruise through a lot faster. But we don't need to do that because we already filled it all out with Jason anyways. So let's just get back over here. If you're holding the jump button, you will stay in dive mode, but if you let go of it and you touch the ground, you will switch back to wheeled mode. Let's take this little path here that we unlocked earlier. And completely missed all of our shots, that's great. See, nice and quick. Don't have to worry about anything. Okay, let's see here. We missed this little alcove up here, which is a way to get some items. This is also apparently how you do the out of bounds trick in the older versions of the game. You had to park, I think, somewhere around here and then pop out of Sophia, and you would just clip through. But again, like I said, I'm pretty sure that's been patched out. So we don't need to worry about that anymore. One thing I do find, oh no, never mind, you can. So we have two options here. They want you to go the bottom path. And in the original game, you couldn't shoot these out. But since this is 0 and you can aim upwards even when you're swimming, it's not really a deterrent. So we can go fill in the rest of the map here, so at least Area 5 will be done. Because really after this, we don't need to worry about Area 5 ever again. It's the only time we ever end up back here is a stopgap, just to make sure that we've got everything and to get to other areas. So, like I said, there are two ways to get to where we need to go to get to that door. One of them is down here. Just fight the current and go up here. But I'm gonna leave that for the way back. So we'll worry about that next time we have to pop through Area 5. Because the way they want you to go, unsurprisingly, is much more challenging. Which is why it's funny that you don't even need to do it if you don't want to. They want you to fight this current. You do not, holding down the B button will make you go faster in the current. You don't need to do it to get through it, but man, does it take a lot longer if you don't. And again, the tackle works, but you do lose a little ground off of it anyway, so be a little careful of using the tackle. And they're just dying on the spikes. Okay, that's a little cathartic, I'm not gonna lie, that's a little entertaining, I like that. This is where it would have dropped in otherwise. You can just get up here anyways with your extra jumps and loop around that way if you want. But we don't need to worry about it too much. So let's go the way we need to go, down here to open the path to Area 6. Over here on the solid ground, jump over. Double check the map, just that one square we'll fill on the way back, and we are out of here. Area 6. Looks like we made it to the glacier area. How's Fred's signal, Eve? All good. I can still pick it up. Great. How about all those mutants? Any change since last time? It looks like some of them are still there, but most of them went elsewhere. I just can't get a read on these guys. What could they be up to? Jason, I know you want to find out, but we gotta focus on looking for Fred. Yeah, that's true. Sorry, you're absolutely right. I'm sorry too, I spoke too strongly. The ground looks like it's gonna be frozen going forward, so please tread extra carefully! Ha 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 ha! Eve's a great actress! Next time on Blaster Master Zero, we'll figure out what the hell's going on. Or will we? We will. Let's be real. They're not being subtle. We will. See you guys next time. Actually, hang on. Eve, one last word of wisdom. It looks like Fred's signal is coming from this area. We gotta find him as quickly as we can. Okay, fine. Fine, I see how it is. You wanna tell me about my turret? Tell me about my turret. No! Stop telling me about laser shot!